Grateful for this present moment. Yes, yes, I am waiting on my guest while I make sure I clean up real quick. What is this one right here? Waiting on my guest, waiting for him to come on. See if he's gonna come on. Yes, what is Chris doing? Uh, let's see if he's gonna come on. So I'm gonna send it to him again. I don't know if he's gonna come on. So let's see if he's going to come on today. But yes, Chris is who I'm waiting for, my brother Chris. I'm actually waiting for him now. It has been a beautiful day today. I am actually on my way to an A meeting also because I've been going to a lot of meetings just to learn how to speak properly, should I say. Yeah, I've been using it as a practice, so I don't know if Chris clicked on this thing yet. Uh, yeah, I don't know if he clicked on it. Yeah, let me call. Waiting on Chris. Uh, uh, let me see. Uh, yeah, I already sent it again. Okay, I see your messages, but it's just I don't know. Uh, can you can you figure it out? Let me say hi back. Uh, yeah, there you go. There you go, brother. I see you. What's going on? Everything is going okay. Let me make sure. Can you see me properly? Ah, hold on, hold on. I can see you, but the sun is kind of. Okay, I see you now. I want to make sure that this one I can hear on the speaker when once it's done too. So I've been trying. You can hear me very well. Ah, okay, okay, okay. Everything is going good. I am. I got some viewers here. I got Abdullah here saying hello. Everything is going good. I'm just in the middle of this meditative work today, as you could see. So I'm also going to an AA meeting. I've been using it. This is my surrounding right here. I've been using the AA meeting to learn how to speak.
Learn how to speak.
Yeah, when it allows me to do my public speaking.
Okay, yep, that's a good thing. I know one time I used to do this program called Toastmasters,
Uh huh.
and I was part of Toastmasters in Not by Bread Alone Toastmasters,
Yeah.
in DeKalb County. But I wanted to jump on here, man, because I want to congratulate you on your journey of how we met. You know, we met at Black Men Run,
That's 10
and
years
I
ago.
seen and I stayed connected to you no matter what, haven't I?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got your information that day, and I stayed connected. And whenever I need to have a conversation with somebody, I always talk to you.
Yes, sir.
And I used to run half, half marathons, 5Ks, and I had a meniscus surgery in my right leg.
Uh-huh.
Then I had a meniscus surgery in my left leg. So now I'm walking.
Huh.
And what motivates me is when I see a dude with some of the limited resources that he have,
Uh,
he don't ever quit.
no.
He don't make excuses, and he keep going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, and I'm walking right now. And he said something that stuck out to me the other day.
Uh-huh.
He said, "Man, you said I did not realize that walking was harder than running."
Yes.
And I thought the same thing because you can go 3 miles, 10-minute miles, be done in 30 minutes and be back,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
But walking, you gotta stay. And you can get that same type of mental clarity by walking as well as you do with
Yes.
running.
Yes.
And they say you actually burn more fat
Uh-huh.
when you walk opposed to running,
Yep.
because they say when you burn that much energy by running, you are more hungry, so you go and put that right back on. But
Yep.
that's what they say. But I wanted to hop on here and kind of share that story with you, just to say thanks, man, for always being a dear friend of mine
Oh
when I call
no.
you.
Like I said, I never thought I would experience homelessness. Uh when you met me, I had just run 100 miles. Uh then after that I was going through a divorce, immigration issues, and I was beginning to feel the effect of my stroke. But then I had an anger hit by a car. And I knew it was going to be a long journey, a long healing, a long comeback. But I stuck by it for the past 9 years. Uh, I implemented overnight yoga. I haven't slept in over 10 years. I get up every day in the middle of the night. I practice yoga for like 3 hours. I've been up since 2 o'clock this morning. I started sharing that on my channels these days.
Wow.
Yeah, so when I'm stretching and praying at 2:22 a.m., I'll show a little clip. It's on my Instagram, it's on my Facebook, because this thing really made me look at God differently. To have gone through all those shame and not drink and not smoke, Chris, man, it's like God is alive. I don't care how you call it, but I find God in doing that yoga. So every morning when I wake up at the Salvation Army, because I know uh, I'm doing this is for a reason, because I've met a guy at the AA that wants me to do some kind of motivational speaking that has been helping me out. So that's why I'm really grateful for your connection too, because yes, we've stayed connected, and man, Jason and I even become very close. Yeah, yes, yes. Yeah. It's very interesting how everybody's grown from that 10 years ago.
Let me ask you
Yes,
this.
sir.
So I do, when you are, I know you have a meditation routine, you have all these different things that you do. Can
Man, it's like when I do it, it gives me hope. It's like it's my. I don't know if I hope, man. I cannot even explain it anymore, because what? Yes, yes. The yoga takes 3 hours every morning. Because after my car accident, I started having epilepsy, so I've been using the yoga even more.
So, what do you recommend to your viewers who may not have 3 hours to dedicate to yoga, a few hours dedicated to walking?
Uh,
Could you give your viewers a streamlined version
man,
of what they could do?
it just means instead of getting up at 2 o'clock like myself, you get up at 4 o'clock. You got 24 hours a day. You get up at 4 o'clock. You could do something from 4 to 5:30. From 4 to 5:30, you can do something, and it just means you have to start going to bed early now. No more
Yep,
staying late.
yep.
Because what I sacrificed for this. The reason why, because I've been divorced for over 12 years.
Damn, it's
But
been 12 years.
yeah, the reason why
Wow.
I have not gotten into any relationship is because I go to bed early, and every time I meet a woman and we are talking around that 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, I'm falling asleep on her.
So you're disciplined.
Yes. So that 8 o'clock, that's the time that we meet women. 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. You want to talk all the way to the middle of the night.
Uh huh.
And so by 6 p.m., I'm ready to go to bed. So talking to a woman to 12 p.m., I don't have time for that because relationship costs time.
It does. It definitely opportunity cost in it.
Yes. And the time that it costs is you have to invest that 6 to 9 p.m., whether you like it or not.
That makes sense. My next question for you, Adu,
Yes,
is
sir.
that when you experience certain challenges in life, we saw you in the hospital. You went live to show us. You communicated to your audience online on what you experienced. How do you is that where all your work that you put in, such as the yoga, such as the walking, such as the meditation, is that where your strength comes from in the need of when you're going through an issue like a setback health wise? Could you please
Yes.
elaborate on that?
Yes, that's where it comes from because at that moment, it's all about never giving up. Uh, you're not afraid of dying anymore because you know there is a God. I don't care what you call it. There is an entity. There is the energy. Uh, it's like you can get through anything. So it's like falling down and you get back up. That's what it's all about. You fall down, you get back up again.
You know what I do when you was talking, I was thinking about sports and I was thinking about basketball. There's
Mm,
a basketball player named Steph Curry, and
mm.
he's a very good basketball player and he shoot threes. He's very good at shooting jump shots. And one of the things that he said was that he gets up early and he shoot thousands of jump shots. So when he get in the game, it's no different than what he does in the gym,
Yeah,
practice. So
yeah,
I use that in relation to what you're saying about the preparation that you put in day in, which is the meditation, which is going to bed early, which
yes,
is going for your walks, which
yes.
is having your meditation. If you put that type of work in early, if you
Mm.
do it daily, when those issues arise, then your natural instincts kick in because you've been putting the work in.
Thank you. Because you see, when I went through that divorce, and the fact that I cannot be there for my son, I couldn't be a father. I had to deal with it honestly. I had two choices. It's either I numb myself or I face the reality. I studied, I read. Man, when I first started doing this yoga and meditation, I call it overnight yoga. Man, I cried so much. But man, Chris, that thing turned into joy. I can't believe it. I am so grateful for everything because I was able to deal with my own ego, the shame of looking at you doing so well with your kids. Now, for some reason, and I realized this is my journey. I have to be that Christ like, that Buddha like. I really understand the Bible now because I become my own world. Because I wanted to do what everything else that everyone else is doing, Chris. But when it comes to that time, Is it I fall sick, got hit by a car, or something happened? I cried so hard, and I had to let go. And I didn't want to drink or smoke. I really had to let go. I was just thinking, look, it took me running 200 marathons just to do this,
Wow, that's powerful.
and those marathons would take me 7 to 8 hours a day. I did it in 1 year. And I did not get flexibility back into my hand until after 162 miles.
So
And go ahead, sir.
now go ahead. I was listening.
Yeah, and after that 200 marathons, because can you imagine you running this marathon every day, and something just tell you keep on going, you don't have a choice. And one morning after 162 marathons, I began to be able to move my hands.
Let me ask you this.
Yes,
I
sir.
noticed that we've been knowing each other for a few years now, and I
Yeah.
noticed we talked about the podcast. We talked about the different things that you wanted to do.
Yes.
Now I'm actually seeing you implement that at the drop of a dime.
Uh
So
huh.
what season are you in? What caused this rapid uh, exponential growth as it pertains to what you want your outcomes to be, such
Well,
as
this is
go
what
ahead.
happened. I had remember when I started last because I began to journal, and it's like it's like God speaks to me, so I begin to journal. So this time I wrote down for the king. I said, "Look, death is coming. That this drinking needs to stop. Be careful." To cut the long story short, 3 weeks later, he died in my hand.
Could you repeat that? I missed that. Did start?
I
Could
said
you start that over again?
3 weeks later, the king, after I wrote down that I saw death and I
Uh-uh.
showed it to him, 3 weeks later he died in my hand.
When was this?
This was end of July last year,
Wow.
and when that happened, that we don't want to stay away from drinking because the reason why I was not with him that day was because he's been drinking, and I didn't want to frame him. And I just say, okay, let me go around the corner and come back, and I saw blood gushing out of his neck. And I remember that very first moon, because I've doubted myself, I started having seizures.
You started having seizures.
Yes, the last seizure that I had, I showed it in the hospital,
Okay.
and and I realized it wasn't a seizure; it was a conscious opener. Because I tell you what, the last seizure that I had was the best ever. I got out of my body; I was someone else, and that king's passing was such an inspirational to me. He really changed my whole life. I don't view life as anything before anymore. And I don't want and that's why I left the village, because I don't want to be telling anybody not to smoke or drink. Is uh we have to reach that type of stage. So I don't even want to be around it.
Let me stop you right there because that you made a very good point, and I want your audience to really dive into what you just said. In the past, you talked about your ego and you talked about pride, but
Mm,
you just mentioned something. Listen to this very much. You just mentioned something that I want your audience to capture.
mm,
You said that when you was at the village, you didn't want to be the one that say you need to stop doing this, you need to stop doing that.
mm-hmm,
Now, biblically, it talks about don't cast your pearls among swine. So I think that that's one of the principles that you use because in our everyday life, when you change, everything around you change positively or negatively, and it's up for you to decide when you want to move. So to piggyback off what you said, and I want to drill it home right here on this point,
mm,
you said that you did not want to be the when you was at the village, you did not want to be the one to tell them you need to stop doing this, you need to stop doing that. Now, when you said that, that is a very major staple in our community because so many times when you enter something new you want to start telling people, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, because you first changed. So
Mm-hmm.
I just want to congratulate you on your growth, because that is a growth segment that you just mentioned, because you no longer had to have your ego and pride to say, hey, stop doing this, to make yourself bigger than the people that you're around. So you removed yourself from that environment. And that is major. A lot of people don't want to remove themselves from an environment because it's comfortable being in those environments. You got food, clothing,
Man,
shelter, everything is comfortable. But you made a drastic decision to say, hey, I no longer want to be in this environment, and I don't care what the consequences are. So
look,
I just want to pick up on that.
can you imagine? Because of it, I am at the Salvation Army.
And you had a bed, you had people around you, you had
Man,
everything at that point. You was
I,
working.
the village was so easy. It was part of the culture, but I knew deep down. And what had happened, every time I talk about it, I realized I wasn't giving them advice. I was hurting their feelings and creating enemies.
Yep. When you know better, you do better.
Yes. And but the fact that the death occurred, and I just said to myself, well, until they can get that squared off, I would rather be on the street. Every day I wake up at Salvation Army, grateful. It's been the best days of my life, and it really made me wanted to even do more. Like this podcast right here is just a start. Uh, the one that I'm doing with you right now, I have been trying to get people to subscribe to my channel. That way, because I think I have like 28 more people before YouTube start paying me.
Okay.
So I've been trying to get that. And what has also happened, can you imagine? I removed myself. This thing has cost me so much. It's cost me no food, no nothing, but I just didn't want to because you know what? I realized the true meaning of breath of life and God will provide.
I didn't hear that last part. It kind of
I said,
broke up.
I said, I realized the true meaning of the breath of life and God will provide.
Okay, got you.
Mm.
He will provide.
Yes, yes, yes. Chris, we need to do this more often. I'm really grateful for you coming on because I've been getting people watching these things now. I can't wait to start running again. Uh, but I'm gonna go into Kroger right now. I've been asking friends for support. I really need that support. I am just so grateful. And please, let's do this more. Yeah, I have my cash app. Yeah, I have my what you call it PayPal on my Instagram, and I feel my cash app. Let me let me see if I could put it in the comments before I go. With comment cash app is yeah.
Work are the people that's working a 9 to 5, that are down, or just trying to survive. Those are the people that we're mostly related to. So I'm just glad that I was able to jump
I'm
on
really
with you,
great.
and
Yeah,
that's
I'm
that's
trying
a
to
great
see
thing.
how to put my cash app uh into the message, and for some reason I can't figure it out. I gotta figure that out.
So yeah, so let's just figure that out. But when this live end, you can always go back in and put your cash app, and so when people watch the video,
All right.
they can go ahead and just cash app.
Okay, I can do that.
All right, well, thanks a lot, dude.
All
I'll send that over.
right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.